Hello, I'm Rebecca, and this is Your Bourbon Journey. Welcome to episode 32 of Thirsty Thursday Cocktails. If you happen to join us in the last couple of weeks, we've been going down a path of reminiscing about a wonderful trip we made to Kansas City, Missouri. Well, in yesterday's tasting video, we reviewed 3 spirits from Rieger Company, which we visited while there. Today, we'll be using 2 of those 3 spirits to make a fantastic cocktail for you tonight. It's going to be called the Caffè Boulevardier. Now, you may know that a Boulevardier is a whiskey-based take on a Negroni. And in this case, we're going to swap out the Campari that's normally a component with this lovely Caffè Amaro. So I can't wait for you to taste this. So let's start out and talk about the ingredients we're going to need to make this cocktail, which is actually pretty darn simple. So first, you need a good bourbon. I have selected the private stock bourbon made by Rieger Company. This is a really fun one because I had the opportunity to bottle this myself while there. It is 5 years and 8 months old, and it comes in at a whopping 127.9 proof. So this drink is going to be able to stand up on its own, let me tell you. But you could substitute another higher proof bourbon in its place if you don't have this private stock. Second, and this is the really key ingredient for this particular cocktail, is the Caffè Amaro. This is a coffee liqueur and Amaro by Rieger Company. The coffee they use with a local vendor is a Sumatra, so you can imagine the rich tones it brings out. And to sweeten it, they use evaporated cane syrup. It's only 62 proof, but let me tell you, those beautiful notes of coffee and herbs and spices are just amazing. Finally, as we always do with a Boulevardier, we're going to be using a sweet vermouth. I have the Cinzano here. It's going to complement this drink in a fantastic way. That's really all we need. I do have some coffee beans to use as a garnish, but you could also use an orange peel or possibly a brandied cherry. I am going to be using a mixing glass for this, and I pre-chilled a coupe glass for us because you want everything nice and cold because I will not be serving it over ice. So if you're ready, let's start the step-by-step process and get making this Caffè Boulevardier. So first of all, we're going to start with our private stock bourbon, where we're going to have 2 ounces. So that's a very generous pour, and this drink pretty much is all spirits, which makes it really fun. So 2 ounces of that. Then we're going to go to our Caffè Amaro, 1 ounce of the Caffè Amaro. I wish I had smell-o-vision for you because it is just so luscious. Finally, we're going to have 1 ounce of our Cinzano sweet vermouth. That gives some nice color to the drink as well. So again, this is pretty easy to remember. It's 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of the Amaro, and 1 ounce of the sweet vermouth. Pretty easy. Now we're going to stir, and we want to stir to make sure it's really chilled. We do have something that's 127.9 proof in here. So watering it down just a tad is going to be important. That's feeling very chilled now, so I think we're ready to go. And I'm going to strain that into our pre-chilled coupe glass, or to keep it a little bit colder, a little bit longer. It almost has this coffee after dinner look, doesn't it? But I love how that vermouth is bringing a lovely little extra kind of reddish undertone to it, which I think is going to make it very nice. You could just drink it just like this, but I happen to have some roasted coffee beans from a distillery that we visited, and they just smell delightful. So drop them off in top, and that's going to give us that extra coffee note. Let's see. You've got that, you can smell the whiskey, And the coffee. The coffee and the herbs are just coming through, and a little bit of that wine note from the sweet vermouth. It's fantastic. Cheers to the Caffè Boulevardier. Oh, I really like this. Now, I will say, if you love a deep, dark, roasted coffee, I think you're going to really enjoy this cocktail. And it's also spirit forward. So keep that in mind when you're considering making this, because obviously it's made with all spirits. There's no fillers here. But it is very sophisticated sipper. You just want to sit back after dinner and enjoy this. Maybe while you're just visiting with a loved one or a good friend, it'd be really good. You've got the bold coffee notes as well as the slight bitter notes from the Amaro coming through. I think it's fantastic. It's such a great take, and I love coffee, and this is a great way to have your coffee and your bourbon too. So I really hope that you will have a wonderful evening. Take a moment and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing that we're doing every Thursday. Also, always remember to drink responsibly. Visit J. Rieger and Company in Kansas City if you happen to be visiting, and have a fantastic Thirsty Thursday evening. Cheers.